All right, it's Thanksgiving week. Hope everyone had an excellent Thanksgiving, and we have reached the end of the college football regular season. It's rivalries to wrap things up, and we're going to talk about North Carolina and NC State down in Chapel Hill this weekend. But first, I want to talk to you about some big specials on the website. Right now, you can get all of any handicappers, college football and NFL, through the Super Bowl for just $3.99. A great special if you're into football. Every football pick the rest of the way, college and NFL for one low rate of $3.99. And it's also the 7-day all-access Thanksgiving special. Best value on that 7-day all-access package of the whole season. You've got all the sports going, and you get all the picks for 7 days from your handicapper. And on both of those specials, you'll get my 5% college football max bet that goes on Saturday. I am a perfect 5-0 on 5% max bets in the month of November. And we look to make it a perfect 6-0 in college football on Saturday with a 5% college football play on the gridiron. A play I'm going to consider, which is also on Saturday, is North Carolina. So I haven't bet this yet for a couple of reasons. One, it was 3.5 for a lot of the week. It looks like it's now down to 3. I make it -3. So I don't think I'm getting a ton of line value here on the North Carolina side. But that being said, some of what's transpired this week has made me like North Carolina more than I did a couple days ago. So the big thing, Mac Brown ends up getting not fired, but he's going to be let go at the end of the season. North Carolina is going to go in a different direction. I actually think that's favorable all around here. Like when a coach gets fired, you always have to kind of gauge where the program is at. And in this scenario, I think this is going to really be more of like a celebration of his time there. It wasn't amazing by any means, but he won more than he lost in Chapel Hill, 113-78-1 during his time at UNC. And everything I hear about him is he's very well liked. So he's been a great ambassador for the program. He's well liked internally. He's well liked for the most part, I think, by North Carolina fans. So again, I don't think that this is a negative thing. And I think as far as the fan base is concerned, it's positive in the respect that it's time to move on, and they're going to go out and try to find the guy that gets them to the next level. Now, as far as this game is concerned, why wouldn't they want to send Mac Brown out with a win in his final game? Because not only would they send him out with a win, but they would eliminate NC State from bowl eligibility, which has got to be a big deal for them. It's a weird rivalry because North Carolina acts like they don't really care about this rivalry, and NC State acts like this rivalry is life or death to them. They have made it well known that they've had the success in this matchup the last couple of years. NC State has made it well known they dislike North Carolina, and I've got to think that North Carolina internally has got to be motivated to say, all right, let's win this final game and send Coach Brown out with a win. He's already said he's not going to coach in the bowl game. And let's eliminate NC State in the process. So I think there's a huge motivation angle. Not to say NC State isn't going to be motivated. The Wolfpack will absolutely be motivated. A win puts them into bowl season at 6-6. But I think it would be wrong to say North Carolina is not motivated, especially with the fact that they've kind of been on the wrong end of this rivalry the result in this rivalry the last couple of years. Listen, prior to the Boston College game, North Carolina was kind of starting to roll. Blew out Virginia. We had them in that game, laid the 3.5. They won huge. They blow out Florida State. They beat Wake Forest. And, like last week, we went against them in that Boston College game, got a win there with BC. But you got to give them a little bit of a break for that. I mean, going up to play in Chestnut Hill in a cold, sort of crappy weather game is never, even good North Carolina teams are probably going to struggle in that spot, in that setup. And so, I'm going to give them a pass on that blowout loss. It was just, it was a bad spot. And it's not, we've seen ACC teams from the South struggle in that spot for years. So not a huge concern for me on the North Carolina side, thinking that last week is the team that's going to show up here. my gut tells me the team that won 3 straight games and clinched a bowl game is going to be the team that shows up here for North Carolina. Jacoby Criswell had a bad game against Boston College. He, in my opinion, has been solid. Obviously, Johnson goes down first game of the season. North Carolina took them some time to find their quarterback, dug themselves a little bit of a hole. But I have a feeling if Criswell was kind of the guy right off the bat, that maybe they've gotten, maybe they're even 7-4 coming into this game, and that's maybe watered down their profile here a little bit. NC State, I think, still has the reason they're 5-6. Obviously, quarterback play as well. They thought Grayson McCall was going to be the guy this year. He battles injuries. This team has not come close to what anyone expected them to be this season, which was a contender in the ACC. But it goes back to their offensive line has been bad. And if anyone's going to be able to take advantage of that, it's North Carolina, who has a top 10 pass rush, one of the better pass rushes in the ACC, and maybe in the entire country, should be able to take advantage of NC State's weak offensive line. NC State turns the ball over. That could be an issue for them here. And again, like North Carolina, I think you throw out the BC result. This is a team that's played very well the last month or so, aside from that Boston College game. This just, in my opinion, this screams a North Carolina blowout win. If you can get over the fact that NC State needs to win this game to become bowl eligible, to me, it's very clear who the right side is in this game, and that's North Carolina. But it is worth noting that, there's two ways to look at it. Need to win does not always mean you will win, but at the same time, like North Carolina State, NC State's not going to be lacking any motivation either. So big time rivalry game. My gut tells me that UNC wants to show up and send Mac Brown out a winner, eliminate their rivals from bowl contention, and close their season out strong. I like North Carolina -3. I have not bet this yet, but we've got time from now till Saturday. So check back at my page, at Adam Trigger WT, on all the social media platforms. And I will let you know if I do, in fact, get to the window with this game or not. Like and subscribe so we can continue to bring you free picks all season long. And don't forget to go over to my page, wt.buzz/AT, and grab that 5% college football max bet. We're going for a perfect 6-0 on 5% plays in the month of November, looking to make it 6 straight. And that goes on Saturday as well. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Hope everyone cashes all their tickets this weekend. We'll see you guys next time.